Hi everyone, and welcome to a presentation that we're going to be delivering for you today on writing your personal statement. So if you're a nursing or midwifery student, then this is the presentation for you. I'm Sophie and I'm joined by two of my wonderful colleagues, Natalie and Rosie, and we are here to give you some more information, advice and guidance on writing your personal statement. So let's begin. So in this presentation, we will be covering a range of different things, but hopefully by the end of it, you'll feel confident in writing your personal statement. So we're going to cover what you should include, some do's and don'ts, why you should spend time on your personal statement, why it's so important, who's actually going to be reading your personal statement, and the most important bit, writing a successful personal statement.
And what you should include in your personal statement. Why have you applied to this particular branch of nursing or midwifery? What is the rationale? Do you understand what all of it's about? What is nursing and what is midwifery and what your role will be in that? Have you any experience, work experience, both voluntary or paid experience? How this may help you make a decision? Have you managed your time while you're studying and looking at your experience and transferable skills and your passion? And what life skills you've learned so far and achievements in your life.
So we have put together a suggested structure based off of a handy tool that we'll show you a bit more about later on. We've got a workbook that we've got that is available for you to use so that you can start writing your personal statement. But based off of this, we've split it up into 5 sections. So having a structure will make it much easier for you to write your personal statement. So have a look at why you want to study this course. So your reasons for choosing the course that you're going to be going on to, whether that's nursing or midwifery. Actually, how has any experience in school or college shaped your decision? Are you involved in any sports, clubs or societies within school? And then we've also moved on to what we'd class as the bit about you. So we suggest 2/3 academic and 1/3 non-academic. So a bit about your school or college and then a section about yourself. So actually what voluntary work experience or paid work experience have you done? And are there any other activities that you're interested in outside of school or college that just shows that you are a real person and you have other excitements or passions that kind of make you into this well-rounded person that you are. And then finally, the most important bit is kind of concluding your personal statement as well.
Okay, so your personal statement, what is this? So this is about 4,000 characters or around 500 words. It's an essay and it's all about you explaining why you want to study this course and what makes you suitable for this course at this university. Okay, so this is really your chance to sort of showcase your skills and your experience and your passions and just kind of show off a little bit. We've got a really great video from our students. It's only like a minute long and it will give you a chance to hear from them about how to write a personal statement or their top tips.
The personal statement, it should be 2/3 academic and 1/3 non-academic.
Write about what inspired you to want to study this particular subject. Write about what you've seen, what you've read, what experience you have in this particular field, and just show them that you're really passionate about it. It's really good to see that you have a goal that you're working towards, and everything that you're gathering from university and from your external sources, you're going to put towards that goal.
When it comes to non-academic parts, it includes stuff such as sports, if you like traveling, what hobbies do you have?
My personal hobbies are drawing, visiting museums and traveling, but it's important not to just list them, but to talk about why each one is relevant to your course.
Another thing that you should mention is something that stands out that you've done. So for example, it could be Duke of Edinburgh, or have you winning trophies when it comes to football, or it comes to basketball, or have you performed when you're doing music?
So when you start writing a personal statement, don't overthink it, just write everything your own words.
Don't try to sound like someone you're not.
Make sure it's your own work and be original. Make your personal statement simple, not complex, and a pleasure to read.
Get somebody to check your work over. Make sure that you use friends, family, use everyone to proofread it for you.
Be the best version of yourself.
There we go. It's a really, really great video. Just to note as well, a little top tip in the bottom right corner, if you haven't had a chance to read that, and we would really recommend you writing your personal statement in a Word document first, and then checking your speller and grammar, because it doesn't actually let you check your spelling and grammar when you upload it automatically. And also you'll want to sort of do a couple of drafts of it. So it's really good to do it in a Word doc, do a first draft, and then you can spend a couple of days just resting, sort of spending some time away from it, and then you can come back to it and edit it, or have a look over it with fresh pair of eyes.
What are your personal qualities? Why would you make a good nurse or a midwife? What are your communication skills like, both talking and listening and recognizing non-verbal communication? What's your compassionate like? Are you empathetic? Are you caring? Are you a genuine people skills person? What motivates you? And are you really enthusiastic? What recognition and understanding of diversity and equality do you have? These are what personal qualities they're looking for when they are reading your personal statement. Using your initiative and teamwork, are you willing to learn and be guided? And what's your timekeeping like? And are you reliable? Are you quick at problem solving? And are you confident and not shy to ask questions? It's really important that you're able to demonstrate this.
So if you are deciding to go into children's nursing, there are a few things that you need to make yourself aware of. So it's really important that you have kind of written what applies to children's nursing with a clear rationale. Show what you know about children's nursing, not just caring for children. So actually, are you equipped and do you have the knowledge to understand actually what happens when you become a children's nurse? So show that you understand that it's not all happy. Children can get seriously ill, and actually it can be really, really challenging. And it's also about looking at how you can perform and communicate with parents, because parents and family members will play a vital role when you're working with children. And actually any experience that you have is also really, really key. So discuss it, and also how the skills that you've gained from that are going to help you. So for instance, have you been a babysitter, or have you worked in a children's shoe shop, for instance? So you've had experience working with children. How has that experience been kind of allowed you to gain some skills and knowledge that you can bring forward when you become a children's nurse?
And for mental health nursing, some things to think about when writing your personal statement. What are your life skills? How do you apply these to mental health nursing? What's your understanding of what a mental health nurse does and who they work with? What's the recognition of the service user? And remembering that they always come first. Do you find people interesting, like supporting people? What's your ability to listen and problem solve? And accept and celebrate diversity irrespective of the cause, and willing to learn and listen and be kind to your patient.
Okay, and for adult nursing, so it's similar to obviously what Sophie and Natalie has already covered, but what you'd really like to demonstrate in your personal statement is an awareness of the various areas where adult nurses work. For example, there's acute hospitals, there's community, there's rehab. You really want to demonstrate that you've done your research and you know what kind of course you want to actually specialise in. Experience, same as before. If you've got any life experience or working jobs, if you've got any sort of experience that involves looking after people or volunteering perhaps, we'll want to know about it, so make sure you pop it down in your statement. Also, it would be really good for you to state why you want to do adult nursing. It can be very challenging. Obviously, you need to understand the sort of tasks that adult nurses do. They're not all pleasant, so please do your research. Make sure it's definitely the course that you want to study. And do understand, of course, how demanding the role is as well. When you start your first year as an adult nurse student, you will actually be starting to do shifts by Christmas of that first year already. That means you'll be shadowing nurses, you'll have a mentor, but you'll be doing these shifts. They are unpaid as well alongside your academic work as well. So it's quite a lot to juggle. So you'll have to be really hot on your time management skills, basically. And that brings me to the next one of how will you plan your time to study and do placements. Basically, we want to make sure that the students who come onto the course are able to manage their time and prioritise well. So you'd need to evidence that.
And for midwifery, what do you understand about what a midwife does and research have you done about working with a midwife and in a maternity unit? This could be on a voluntary basis, because it's really important that you've done some work experience for midwifery that represents midwifery. Why do you want to be a midwife? Is there something about that you want to empower women, maybe? Or is it that you really enjoy looking after the woman and seeing a baby being born and delivered, and then caring for the family together? Those are the sorts of things that we're thinking about and what you need to include. Understanding of how demanding the role may be and the shifts that you have to work. As a student midwife, you would have to follow the same shift patterns as a midwife on a ward or in the community. So these are all things to think about when you're applying for midwifery and writing about in your personal statement.
So a career in nursing or midwifery can be really, really rewarding, but it can be demanding, challenge, and really, really challenging. It is exciting and it is really rewarding, as I said, but it is exhausting. So actually you need to be prepared for this. So it's important that you reference this in your personal statement, the understanding that whilst it can be amazing and wonderful, there will be times where you will be exhausted and it will be really, really challenging for you. It's important that you understand that you'll be working with a variety of healthcare professionals, and actually what kind of physical and emotional support is available that you can provide and may be provided to you. And actually it's a job that you'll never stop learning. There is something new to learn every single day. And actually, what else do you hope to achieve in the future? Things like this, it's important that you reference this within your personal statement.
Okay, so the big do's and don'ts of your personal statements. Are we ready? So what we recommend, you do start early and prepare several drafts. So as we mentioned before, make sure you do it in a Word document, get friends, get family to proofread it for you, get second opinions. It's always really, really helpful to see what they think of your writing. Do be honest. These admissions tutors, the admissions team have been sort of going through these kind of applications for years and years. They can spot lies a mile away. So please, please, please don't lie in your personal statement. And do make sure all of your experience is relevant to the university or the subject. So as we've mentioned before, you know, if you have volunteered or if you've been a babysitter and you're looking to do child nursing, that's 100% experience that is relevant to the course. So don't, obviously we recommend don't make your statement too short. This is your chance to shine, as we've said. So every word counts. You really don't get that many. So please use all of the space available. Don't Google for interesting quotes. You'll be amazed how many quotes the admissions team sees. We want to hear from you. We don't want to hear from some wise old person who's probably passed away. We want to hear your words and your quotes and your inspirational sayings. Don't simply list or summarize information. There's obviously bullet points are great in this kind of presentation, but it's not really selling your story. Don't copy from anyone else. As I said, including those on the internet, we want to hear from you. We don't want to hear from anyone else. And don't write a chapter from a book as well. You'd be surprised at what people do try and sneak in there. So basically just be honest, be genuine, and just tell us about yourself, really. Okay, I think that's me as well, isn't it, guys? Yes. So why spend time in your personal statement? So obviously this is the first part of the application process, and it's also, I would argue, the most important because it'll help you stand out from the crowd. It's a very competitive course, especially this year. There's been a huge rise in interest in the applicants. As you can see, there's a little stat there that shows that there's 15% year-on-year rise, but this year, because obviously of the pandemic, I think it's had a massive impact. The applicants are 63% higher. So your personal statement is your chance to stand out from this very competitive market. It's also the most interesting part of the application. It's the human element to the application. So, you know, we're really wanting to read about, you know, what you've done with your life and how you've helped got your experiences to help you get to where you are today, and the skills and, as we've mentioned, the experience that you've gained really from everything you've done. So it should show, hopefully, whether you understand what you're applying for, your commitment, your motivation and your enthusiasm, and it should help us to understand you and your background life experience. So sorry, I did that in a bit of a backwards, like a little circle going from the bottom to the top, but hopefully that will help you give an idea of why the personal statement, it really is so important. Don't ever underestimate the power of one.
So who is going to be looking at your personal statement? Well, you will have a real life person looking at your personal statement. So I want to dispel the myth that no one will be watching or looking or reading your personal statement. There will be someone looking. There could be a few people looking at your personal statement, depending on the university, will depend on who is reading your personal statement, but somebody will be looking at and seeing what you can bring to the table. Basically, they want to know about you. So it could be a subject tutor, it could be an admissions tutor, or it could be a member of admissions staff that will be reading your personal statement. Remember that it is a real person behind that kind of facade. They will be looking to see what you have learned, what your experience is like, why you want to do this course, and your motivations, and you know how committed you are to being on this program. So it's really, really important that you take the time to remember that someone will be giving your personal statement a read. So it's important that what is within that is showcasing you to the best of your abilities, basically.
And then we're moving on to entry requirements. If you're doing an access course, you need to have at least 60 credits, 45 at merit and 15 at pass or above, all at level 3. If you're doing A-levels, then that'll be a BBC at A-level, which is 112 tariff points. If it's a BTEC extended diploma in health and social care, then it'll be distinction merit. Alongside these, you will also need to have your GCSEs in English, Maths and Science at grade C or 4 or higher. We may accept key skills or functional skills in place of GCSEs. You just need to check on our website, and we will also look at other qualifications in lieu of these qualifications. These are the standard qualifications.
Okay, so what do you want to study, basically? Hopefully at this point already you've got some idea of what kind of nursing course you want to study, but please do your research, is what we're recommending. This should obviously be your decision, shouldn't be anyone else's, and it should be a subject that you are really passionate about, or you can really see long-term career goals being at the end of studying this course. What we do also recommend is if you wanted to have a chat with any current students, so any current nursing students, you can actually go onto UniBuddy, which is a fantastic platform on our website, where basically you can chat with our students, ask all the questions that you might be afraid to ask the tutors, or you can't find the information anywhere else. And this is a really good chance to connect with our current students and get a really good idea of the course that you want to study.
So if you still need support and advice and guidance, then UCAS have some really, really good step-by-step videos and how-to guides. So as well as helping you with the application process, they've also got information on writing your personal statement and more information around different courses as well. If you want support from us, we are available, and we have a really, really handy personal statement booklet, and we've got tons of resources online to support you writing your personal statement as well. If you go on our website, you'll be able to download and use our interactive personal statement guide, and it talks you through the suggested structure that we went through earlier, where you will be given 5 sections, and there are questions that will be asked of you, and you can write your answers, and it will just give you help to start writing your first draft of your personal statement.
Important dates to remember when thinking about applying through UCAS. The UCAS cycle for 2021 students is now open, so you can start your application process. These are the most important dates available to you. The most important date for you will be applying right now before the 15th of January to be classed as an early applicant. But what you do need to remember is you need to be working towards the deadlines that you've been set by your college, because they have lots to do to ensure that your application goes through.
Cool. All right. So more information. Where can you get it? If you're looking at nursing and midwifery, we've got some fantastic YouTube videos available, as well as for students and staff experience studying social work. And also you can study, have a look at what it's like to study through our skills lab. So we've got some really amazing technology, as you can see in that photo there. So if you want to get a bit of a better idea of our facilities, have a look on our YouTube channel. You can also go onto our student subject hubs on our website, healthcare and social work at MDX. You can have a look on there and read a bit more about the courses and just get a real feel for the kind of course that you are dead set on studying.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you ever so much for listening today. We hope you found that useful. If you need any more information or to download any of our resources, then please go onto our website, which is here, mdx.ac.uk, and then it's information for schools and colleges, and it's under resources. You can also download our helpful interactive personal statement booklet by scanning the QR code on your screens now, and you'll be able to start writing your winning personal statement. Thanks again, and wishing you all the best with writing your personal statements. Bye.